great information. Hey, Florida by far is one of the fastest growing states right now. People are flooding from all over the country and even out of the country to come into Florida. In this episode, I'm going to talk about the best places to invest in Florida in 2022. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode. Today I've got some super squirrel secrets I'm going to show you of what you can do, what's accessible to you right now to figure out the best places in Florida to invest. All right guys, I'm going to show you one of the best kept secrets. It's actually the North American migration map. I'm going to show you actual video recording of my screen of me going to this. I'm going to go to Google and I'm going to search North American migration map and I'm going to click it. And then this is actually owned by northAmericanmoving.com. I'm going to show you the patterns of 2021 where Americans are moving from and then to. This is a really cool map. If you look here, all the blue is good. This is not Republican or Democrat, nothing about politics. It just made me think, oh, red and blue states, but the blue states are where people are going inbound. Well, the topic of today's discussion is where to invest in Florida in 2022. So we see that Florida is a top inbound state. So it's actually 59% of inbound states. So the only ones beating it is South Carolina, Idaho, Tennessee, and North Carolina. Where are they leaving? Well, the red states are where people are leaving. So you got California here, you got Illinois, you got, I don't need to zoom in. You got places like Michigan and New York. I mean, why are people leaving New York and Illinois and California? I don't know. That's not what this video is about. I actually do know, but we're going to talk about the best places to invest in 2022 in Florida. So I'm going to show you another thing on the screen, which is very powerful. And I'm going to go to a site we've all heard about it. You know, these guys are the 1,000-pound gorilla in the room, and that is Zillow.com. And I'm going to show you a really cool thing that you can do on Zillow.com that's available to you. And I'm just going to pull up Florida. And we're going to go to Florida. We're going to pan to Florida. And I'm going to click on the solds. I want to see the solds only. And I love land, by the way. I created a course called The Land Sharks. I teach people how to buy and sell land and create a crazy business around us that's going to serve you. It's going to give you financial freedom and time freedom and even geography freedom because you can do this anywhere in the world. But today we're talking about where are the best places to invest. I'm just going to do a quick land example and then I'll do a quick house example. But let's just start with the land. I'm going to click done. Again, we want to only look at solds. I'm going to leave price alone. I don't care about bedrooms and bath. I'm going to go to more and I want to see what's happened in the last day, just one day in Florida. And I'm going to look for things called clusters. I want to see where, there's a bunch of yellow dots because that's going to show me where people are moving to. So again, the solds. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove this boundary and then I'm gonna zoom in. All right, if you look, there's only a few clusters, like one cell here, a couple up here, and then a couple down here, a couple down here. All right, let's zoom in a little bit more. In the last 4 days, 1, 2, 3, 4, unless last one day has been 4 sales. Let's look down here a little bit more. You got 4 sales in the last one day. So that's not really showing me too much if I just go one day. Let's go back to more and see what's happened in the last 7 days, 1 week in Florida. Oh, wow, that's a lot. Okay, so a lot going on in the last 7 days. So let's zoom in more. You see these areas where there's nothing happening in 7 days? Not a lot going on down here, but oh my, look at that. Look at that hyper total ton of clusters. Again, up in Clearwater on the west coast of Florida, people are flocking there. Look at all this. Look at all that. Wow, and that's just in 7 days, just 7 days. And then, so 7 days, you got Gainesville, not a lot, not much going on. I mean, there's quite a bit in 7 days, but look at where the most activity is. I call these the hot zip codes where most of the activity is going on. But I really like this cluster down here. That's a huge amount of land and just land selling. Let's check out what the houses are doing. Let's go to houses only. And I'm going to go back to the 1 day example. Let's see where people are buying the most houses in Florida in 2022. All right, so before I go any further, if you liked that Zillow example, or maybe even that's the first time you've seen that North American migration map, definitely smash that subscribe button and share this video to someone that needs that. So, all right, I'm going to zoom out a little bit right there. That's just showing you where the clusters are at. So it looks like Miami's a pretty hot space. Looks like Fort Myers, all around Tampa. Looks like Tampa is actually the winner. Even Orlando, you got quite a few there. Not a lot going in Gainesville. This is only one day. Remember, 24 hours, the last 24 hours that stuff sold. Let's go back to 7 days. See what's going on there. Wow, okay, I think the west coast of Florida is where it's at in 2022. So now this is where you wanna break down, deep dive. Now, I'm not gonna give you the exact cities. You're gonna have to go in there and do a little bit of due diligence yourself, a little bit of research, but you see where the most clusters are at. This is literally in the last 7 days. When you're looking for best places to invest in 2022, you wanna go where the demand's at. So let's just pick a small area like St. Petersburg, Florida. There we go. St. Petersburg, Florida. I like for it to let Zillow auto-populate it, and it helps if you spell it right the first time. So let's just go straight to St. Petersburg, and that's what's going on in the last 7 days. So that's the solds. So if you notice, there's 85 sold properties in the last 7 days on Zillow. So 7 days is all we're looking at. Now let's go to see what's for sale in the last 7 days. So this is went on the market in the last 7 days, and then the solds are what went off the market in the last 7 days. So remember that was that 85 number? 91 went on the market in 7 days, 85 went off. So that just shows you there's a little bit more available in the first 7 days that was put on the market, but that's pretty close. Let's just go to a better example. Let's just look in the last 6 months. Let's see what those numbers look like in 6 months. So remember this number, 240 went on the market in the last 6 months. How many went off the market? You'll see the trends of supply and demand. 3,092 solds in the last 6 months. How many went on the market? Was it 240? 240. That is such a massive difference. That shows you things right there. Things are flying off faster than what they're going on in a 6-month rolling period. That tells me right there that St. Petersburg is gonna make the top of my list for best investments in Florida for 2022. All right, guys. I talked a little bit about land investing. There's virtually no competition. How I've done almost 390 something land transactions in the last several years. These tips, these tools are what I use every single day in my land business. If you're interested in having me walk you through, hold your hand, guide you through the process and show you the exact steps to take doing your land business or creating your land business so that you can have a business that serves you, your family, and others, head on over to thelandsharks.com, schedule a call with me and my team. We'd be honored to see what your real estate investing goals are. And if we can feel like we're a great fit, I'd be honored to coach you. And maybe you want to hear about what one of my students are doing, what one of my students are doing. My dad, who still lives in Florida, he was on the verge of losing his house to foreclosure and then ultimately went through bankruptcy, and he has now flipped almost 50 parcels of land. I want to introduce to what he's done with this by showing you a podcast where I got the honor to interview my dad and share his story. Click on the link below and it's going to take you right to that.